Snowshoes, backpack, tripod, everything we need. Okay, well, whew, lots of snow today. Living here in Ontario, through the winter months, we expect to get lots and lots of snow, especially here in the snow belt. But this year has been different. Back in November, the beginning to the middle of November, we had a dumping of snow, maybe a foot of snow. Since then, we've had very little. The people come here for the ski hills not too far away over Christmas and New Year. They consider this area to be a winter wonderland. They expect lots of white snow. This year, it wasn't at all like that. It was rainy, it was grey, it was dark, it was dirty, it was miserable. Wasn't like winter at all. Until today. Today we woke up to a morning of a fresh fall of snow. It's beautiful out there. Hey, it's Gary here with Gary Clayton Photography. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We've got the gear packed up. We've got the snowshoes with us. We've got the camera, we've got lenses, we've got tripods, we've got the drone. Let's head out. Let's have a look. Let's go up into the hills. Let's see what we can find today. Hey, we're looking for a landscape image, a winter Ontario landscape image. Let's go. Right now, we've stopped just along the side of this kind of country road entering into the hills. But look at the scene behind me. Now, we have a beautiful country road. You can see the brown in the middle. That's where the sanders have been down and laid some sand for traction for the cars. Fresh snow in the trees, fresh snow on the side of the road, and the hills in the distance. Absolutely beautiful location. I'm going to set up the tripod right here. We're going to take a few moments. We're going to take some time. We're going to plan this shot and we're going to execute this shot, and hopefully we can capture a nice image, because it really is a beautiful location to be. Further up the way here, there's a trail that I've been on before with a river running through the forest. That's going to be our next stop. But first, let's set up and let's capture this image. Okay, we're on the tripod. Canon 5D Mark II today, my 24-70mm lens, ISO 100, f11, nice depth of field with f11. It's giving me a shutter speed of 1/13 of a second, 2-second timer. And there's my shot. What an absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scene this morning. Our first shot of the day, and it's a beautiful day. It promises to be a great day. But you know what we're going to do? Something you may have noticed on a lot of my videos, I do like the dynamic range of an HDR image. And I also like to collect the data of shots underexposed and shots overexposed, because it does allow me more room to work with these in post. So, having said that, I'm going to one stop under, 2-second timer, I'm going to take a second shot. There's my second shot. I'm now going to one stop over, 2-second timer, And there is my third shot. So now again, I have a shot that the histogram tells me is correctly exposed. From there, I've adjusted to one stop under and then also one stop over to collect 3 images of the same scene. Gives me lots to work with in post. Hey, I'm going to try an horizontal or portrait configuration. We're going to take a look at that. We might even change the composition slightly. But let's see what we're going to come up with next. Just stand by. So now, vertical or portrait orientation for the camera. I changed the focal length from the previous shots, being around the 24-25mm. I'm now at 40mm. Again, 2-second timer, shot number 1. Right there. I'm going to do exactly the same as I did last time. I'm going to one stop under, taking my second shot, and I'm going to one stop over, and again that will be my third shot, again in this vertical orientation. When we get back to the studio, we're going to be able to put that in post. Let's see what we can create with it, and if we get anything worth looking at, I'm going to pop it up for you right now for you to take a look at. There it is. Okay, so let's pack up from here. Let's just hike down this country road a little bit till we find that country trail running alongside the river. Because that today, I believe, is going to be absolutely beautiful. Let's go that way. Let's see if we can find that trail. Okay, so we've actually found the trail. Take a look at this little country stream or brook running through the forest with this freshly fallen snow on the ground, on the trees, on the branches. Absolutely amazing. Well, just further up here, just to the right of this brook or this little stream, is the trail, and we're going to follow that trail. We're going to follow that trail to an area that I have been to before, because today, with this fresh snow, it promises to be beautiful. So you know what? Let's go through this trail and let's see what we can find. You can see it's a provincial park, so it's a trail in the Pretty River Valley. Hey, there's been people ahead of us. I can see tracks in the snow. Well, that's okay. What an absolutely beautiful morning and a beautiful place to be. Amazing. Okay, let's keep hiking through here because I think it's about 1 kilometer up the trail. About 3/4 of a mile or so up the trail where I come to the first location that I'd like to set up. So let's get going. Just take a look at this location. Now, it's very, very, very dark in here. There's very little light coming through the trees. A lot of the trees are very, very tall. And it's a very dark, dark forest. I set up on the tripod. I set up also to use my ND filters, but what I'm finding today at f/22, which is fine for what I want, I am slowing down the water as much as up to 4 seconds. I mean, hey, that's no filters required here today. So you know what? We're going to take this one shot, 2-second timer, 4-second shutter speed, ISO 100, f/22. Beautiful. There is my shot. Now, what I'm also going to do is exactly what I did before. I'm going to set up for 1 stop over, 1 stop under. This isn't going to be a merged image. We have running water here. Nothing's going to be consistent. However, it still gives me all the data that I choose to have available to me when I work on these images in Lightroom, Photoshop, or whatever program I might be using. Usually Lightroom. But anyhow, 1 stop over, 1 shot that's correctly exposed, 1 final shot at 1 stop under, which is giving me a 2.5-second shutter speed. And there's my shot. Again, absolutely beautiful location right here right next to this running river, this brook, in the fresh snow. You know what? The temperature today is about -1, -2 degrees Celsius. And even though it feels quite cold, for Ontario, that's not cold at all. It could be -20 or -30 today, just as easy. But it isn't. As I mentioned earlier this morning when we started out, it's been a very kind of open winter. This is really the first kind of snow we've had in at least the last month. That's why we're out here today. I love taking shots in the snow. So yeah, you know what? We're going to move further up this trail. We're going to see what else we can find this morning. So hey, let's keep enjoying this great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Right now, we're looking at a scene of essentially an abandoned country home. You probably can't see this very well in the GoPro, but what I'm looking at is a small kind of barn type building, which was a sugar shack back in the day for maple syrup, with an old rusty tractor still parked in the field. So that's what I'm looking at. But you know what? We are going to set up here and we are going to try to grab some images of this because it's absolutely amazing, especially today with this beautiful snow on the ground. So you know what? Stand by. Let's get set up. Let's see what images we can capture here. Okay, so again, we're set up on the tripod. Now, I've mentioned this before. By the way, the temperature is dropping now. It's down to about -5 now. So obviously a cold front's coming through or colder air is arriving. But anyhow, having said that, I've mentioned this before. When you're photographing in white snow, keep in mind that the camera, the sensor, the inner workings of this fine image capturing machine wants to turn your image or the white into a grey, into an 18% grey. It's going to tone down, it's going to dullen the white snow. To compensate for that, I always try to shoot a certain shot or some of my shots at 1 stop or 2/3 of a stop over. That's going to help me keep the snow white. That's also one of the reasons why I do collect more than one image on just about every shot that I take as far as exposure is concerned. And I usually always go with what my histogram tells me is correctly exposed, and then a stop under, a stop over anyhow, but I will adjust that accordingly. But do keep in mind, the camera wants to dullen this snow. It wants to make it grey. Keep that in mind when you're shooting snow scenes. So here we are. This is our composition. Now, we're just looking directly at the small barn on the left, the tractor, and then in the background, there is a large barn. But what we're going to do is, I'm just going to take my glove off to do this because my fingers are actually getting frozen and I can't feel the buttons, this controls on the camera properly. But we have an ISO of 100, we have f8, we have a shutter speed of 1/60th of a second. I'm using no filters, 2-second timer, and there is my shot. Now, as always, as I just finished talking about, we're going to go to 1 stop over. And there's that shot, and we're going to go to 1 stop under, and there's that shot. And you know what? We got 3 shots again. Lots to create an HDR image with if we choose to do that, but lots to work with either way. Hey, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. If we got anything from this particular scene, we're going to pop this up right now for you to take a look at. Well, we're at the final location. Excuse me. Excuse me. Wow. Well, we're at the final location of the day. And again, it's a place we've been to before. We've been here in the summer, we've been here in the fall. We've never been here in the winter, and it's absolutely amazing. It's a swampland, if you will, or a wetland. Take a look. This is what we're looking at right now. In the foreground, you've got the green of the moss, still very vibrant, very green, right in January. Again, it's been a very mild winter so far. We've got the fresh snow. We've got the mid-ground reeds in the water. We've got the background snow-covered trees. We've got a grey backdrop for the sky. It's just a constant grey day today, but you know what? I don't mind grey. I like grey. This is my location. This is my composition. We're on the tripod, again with my Canon 5D Mark II, my 24 to 70mm lens. I have an ISO of 100, f8. It's giving me, let me see now, 1/80th of a second with a 2-second timer, and there's my shot. As always, let's go to one stop over, take my shot. Let's go to one stop under and take my shot. Wow, you know what? This is absolutely amazing. It truly is. It's a gorgeous location. I'm very much a summer person. I don't like the cold. I don't like feeling cold. But I've got to say, there's nothing more beautiful than fresh snow on the trees, on the hills. It's just absolutely beautiful. Hey, you know what? I'm getting cold. We've been out for a few hours now. The temperature's been steadily dropping all day long. Now it's down to about -7, maybe -8. And this morning when we started out, it was around the freezing point, maybe -1. So we're going to pack up. We're going to head back to the studio. We're going to get a cup of coffee. We're going to download this stuff into Lightroom. We're going to edit these images. We're going to edit this video. And then we're going to show the video to you guys. And you know what? Let's sit back. Let's have a cup of coffee. I hope you enjoyed the images. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give me a like, share, subscribe to my channel. You know what? We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.